I like to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem, Shabbat, Kwakadash, and a citation to the elders, bishops, and the rest of you brothers who are laboring in the truth. And shout out to a few of you sincere sisters who are who are doing the best they can in honoring the Lord and your husbands and and taking care of your kids. Now, this video here, I wasn't going to even do a video like this because my intentional video was to do something, a lesson on being thankful and grateful, because that was what I was feeling in my spirit. I really wanted to do a lesson on that, but I had to do this because it caught my attention real quick, and I don't care if the video don't get a lot of views as far as because of the fighting and stuff, because there's fighting on YouTube anyway. So what's the difference of fighting in the ring and fighting it over here? It's still violent. So I don't care if YouTube don't share this in the algorithm. I don't care about that. This is an important lesson real quick that I want to show you guys, right? Before I start, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a lesson on being grateful and being thankful for what the Lord has given us. And that was a lesson that was in my spirit. I wanted to really do that, but I have to address this, man, really fast. And you know, the children of Israel, we have a bad complex. We love to fight each other. We love to harm each other. We love to make each other a damn astonishment and embarrassment. We don't got to worry about too much of the nation doing it to us as is now we worry about our own people doing it to each other, because these are the curses that have fallen upon our people. So I hope everyone can understand the depth what's going on with this with this type of behavior. This is a damn shame. This is a destructive behavior, and you young women, you got to stop doing this stuff, man. But a lot of y'all, you just don't learn. And every time videos get posted, I'm gonna keep posting. I don't care if it's 1,000 videos on this, but like I said before, I don't really like to keep talking about just women. But like I said, you women give the most story to tell, because you're toxic, you have bad behavior, and you're mentally deranged. So it's easy for us to dive in and talk about the things that you do, because Israel is very, very hard-headed, very wicked, and they have a low vibration, man. They don't tap in into the real thing that the Most High wants you to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a damn shame. You constantly fighting each other, and it's an embarrassment, man. You know, come on, man. The girl in there working, doing what she do. I don't know what's the reason why they working. I know the reason why they was fighting, but I'm quite sure it was over a dude, or some kind of beef that they had, or something that happened inside the food restaurant. I think it was Burger King or Wendy's or something. Because sometimes these customers could be very, very hard, man. They can be very difficult to serve, man. So I don't know if it was pertaining to that, but for whatever it is, it's a perpetual hatred towards each other, and it's very sad, man. But let me read this. This is 1 Samuel, the book. This is the first book. The 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 1. It says, Samuel also said unto Saul, the Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Lord. So Saul was telling, Samuel was telling Saul that he's appointed to be king of Israel, right? And the Lord wanted him to do something very important. He wanted him to follow this instruction. Verse 2, thus said the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel. So also remember that the Lord has also remembered what these Gentiles had done to us. They did a lot of harm and affliction to us, and the Lord has not forgotten one thing that they did to us. He remembered everything that they did to us, okay? And he will pay them back a bad judgment, okay? How he lay wait for him in the way, when he came out from Egypt, right? Verse 3. Now go and smite Amalek. So the Lord is telling Saul to go smite Amalek. Okay, I'm giving you the authority to do so, okay? And utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, right? Spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox, sheep, camel, ass. So the reason why I bring this up, even though this is dealing with Amalek, that's also letting you know that the Lord, he has no respect of person for women. He will destroy women, men, and child. Okay, and you go read this. You can read this in the book of Ezekiel, the 9th chapter. Okay, we're gonna get into that too. But just remember something, man. Just remember, people that do such a thing like this, you will not get away with it, man. It's come on, it's very sickening, man. Come on, man. You young ladies, you should be doing something positive and constructive with your life, man. You know, like why do you want to go to this extreme measures to hurt each other? You know what I'm saying? Come on. You know, yo, parents have failed their children. You failed, man. And this is why the Lord got to get rid of this place, man. Let's go to Deuteronomy. No, before we go to Deuteronomy, I want to read this to you. This is why a lot of these women feel this type of way. Okay? Let me see. This is what I wanted right here.
Hybris staphylia.
Hybris staphylia. Hybris staphylia. We're going to show you what this means, okay? Hybris staphylia. Watch this. Meaning, it says hybristophilia is a term often used interchangeably with scelophilia. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that right. That refers to paraphilia or sexual attraction to individuals who have committed violent crimes or who are generally perceived as bad or mean. So that's why women are attracted to bad men, or men that care less, because they feel more comfortable, more safe. They feel like the man is at his peak of breaking the rules. And a lot of these women act this behavior because those same men that they deal with and they have sexual acts with them, they become what he is. Okay, because they have sexual intercourse and he's sharing his life and his DNA with that woman. That's why these women be bugged out, because they have too many sexual partners. And as all these things is brewing up in their spirit, and their body and their flesh is so weak, they don't know how to control and be disciplined. That's why the scripture tells us that, man. If your spirit is disciplined, you have to control your flesh, man. We battle against the flesh and the spirit, but it doesn't give you the right to come on to go and to do all kind of shit. And plus, y'all in somebody's establishment. That's letting you know that black women don't care about people's establishment. They'll fight you anywhere, man. Women gotta stop doing that. They quick to fight and put hands on people who scream and yell, and they don't expect consequences or repercussions to happen. As soon as a dude, right, get busy and he start destroying women, you got a simple ass Jake. He come in and try to defend for the bitch, and then he wants to fight you. But so since you want to fight me, nigga, I gotta put you to death. I gotta put this bitch to death, and anybody who comes in and come in and defend the wicked. Okay, the scripture tells us that when you defend the wicked, man, you are both y'all abomination, man. And it's a damn shame, because you got people that trying to stop wickedness for occurring, and then you got wickedness trying to destroy righteousness because it can't coincide with each other. Righteousness and wickedness doesn't go well together. Righteousness hate wickedness. Wickedness hate righteousness. That's just how it goes. So if you're a righteous person, you hate all things that's evil and wicked. If you're wicked, you hate all things that's righteous and good. That's how that goes, man. And a lot of these people don't understand, man. When you're in a righteous state of mind, you hate wickedness, man. It's disgusting to your damn stomach, man. You know, and I wasn't even planning to do a lesson like this. My plan was to do a lesson on being thankful and being grateful and appreciating the Lord, man, for what the Lord has given us, man. You know, but every time I turn around and I see something and catch my attention, I got to do a lesson on it, because it's not right, man. It's not right. You young women, You young ladies, you constantly fighting and acting belligerent, and you acting like a pack of dogs. You acting like a bunch of fucking hyenas, dogs, bitches. That's what you are. Stop acting like bitches, man. Be a lady and grow up. But a lot of y'all not gonna do that, man. A lot of y'all not gonna fit the bill. A lot of y'all not the elect. A lot of y'all women and men that's not the elect. You gotta get decimated, man. You gotta get out of the earth, man. Cause a lot of y'all are you stopping and hindering people from people that want to learn and grow. People with a negative mindset and act on negative things. You are very destructive, man. You are very destructive, man. You're the reason why the black community can't thrive, man. Because of your rebelliousness, your wickedness, your acts, all the things you've done under the acts of evil, man. The scrutiny that you have compelled and put on your own people. You put terror on your own people that they're trying to do right. Not every so-called African American, or not every so-called West Indian, or not every so-called Latino person, so-called Native American Indian person are evil, man. There are some good people amongst them, man. Okay, amongst our people. But you got the negative seed that got to get cast off. That's what the Lord said. 2/3 of you got to die, man. 1/3 shall live. You're very wicked, man, and it's going to catch up to you women, man, if you do not change. A lot of you men that cover and protect the evilness of a woman, you're going to die just as well as her. And I'm trying not to get my spirit to go crazy and go off like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's a shame. It's a shame for to see that. Okay? Let me finish reading on. I'm sorry, guys. It said it can also be understood as a romantic or emotional attraction, such individuals. Okay, so that's why good men finish last. That's why the bad boy image always go well. And that's why these women get with those dudes that had these bastard ass kids that's fucking bad. The Pookies, the Ray Rays, them bust a nut and loading you, and you become a single parent, a single mother, right? Or if you with this dude, it's up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. It's on and off, on and off. It's a bad roller coaster relationship. It's inconsistent, and women love inconsistency. They don't love consistency. You know, I heard a podcast saying that women they like a consistency from a man. If he's not giving it to her, she'll find it somewhere else. Well, good. If you want to go and find somewhere else, find it somewhere else. Because women do not care for consistency. They only care about being fulfilled for their happiness, and which there's no such thing as happiness for a woman. Because the only thing you're supposed to do is serve is Yahweh and your husband. That's all you're supposed to do, and to raise your kids. That's it. That's it. There's no you being let me go out to the club, do this, let me be promiscuous, let me sneak a little sneaky link, a little dick here and there. No, that's not what that's about, man. A lot of you women gonna die, and you're gonna get judged because you keep doing that, man. A lot of you men partake and do a lot of shit, man. Okay, you do a lot of shit. Women love destructive men. Women love niggas that break the rules. You know what I'm saying? And they love a man with a power and authority. Why? Because they can't depend on a dude that's soft and he's effeminate. He got too much mannerisms. They don't want niggas like that. You understand? That's why they fall for what they fall for. That's why they act the way they act in these streets. Okay? Let's read on. So here's a more detailed explanation. Okay? Paraphilia. Hybristophilia is considered a paraphilia because it involves sexual attraction to a typical stimuli. In this case, criminals or those with undesirable traits. So women are curious and they want a piece of that man's action because they feel like if they get a piece of him, they become him. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, why do you think a lot of women act out? Why do you think a lot of women is disrespectful? And why do you think a lot of women do a lot of things, man? Yes, the so-called woman plays a part, and he let her do what she want, and he got laws protecting her. But she also see the men that's gangsters, they drug dealers. They don't give a fuck about them. They treat them like shit. You know what I'm saying? Those are the niggas that win, man. But in the kingdom, those type of niggas ain't gonna be there. So you lose. So you're only doing it for your own flesh and own gain. You want to get, it turns you on to get fucked by these type of dudes, man. And these are the same dudes that fuck you over. They the same niggas that fuck you over and they disrespect you. And then you come back and you want to get back to where you used to. You can't do that. If you want to stay over there, you stay over there. Don't come back. Don't waste men time. Men that's doing the honorable things or that's doing upstanding things, man. A grown man is not gonna play games. That's what a lot of you women don't understand. That y'all don't understand the severity of what's going on, man. And most of y'all do understand, but you don't give a fuck. You don't value that because your mother and father didn't teach you or raise you how to value men. Okay, because you don't see no value in yourself. That's why you're doing what you're doing. You know, you get judged, you go to jail, you fight. You're wearing these wigs, you get killed, you murder, you do all kind of things, man. You set niggas up to do all kind of shit. You put niggas in problems. You have niggas lose their jobs. You have other women lose their jobs. You're very scornful. You plot. You seek vengeance because you want to get somebody else to get hurt because your feelings fucking hurt. And that's wrong, man. That is wrong. It's not of the Lord, man. You work for Satan, man. You work for Satan. All right. The origin of the term hybrosis, hybrositophilia was coined by John Money and is derived from the Greek word hubrism, meaning to commit an outrage, and filio meaning love or having a strong affinity for. Okay, so you have a strong attraction for that. That's why I tell you the importance of words and the importance of words and etymology is very important. A lot of you people don't understand the definition of true words, man. Okay, everything go back to the Greek and Latin and the Paleo Hebrew. You understand? Why is these scholars and these people are mentioning these things, man? Because they know the true origin or the origin behind these things. People don't understand the origin behind these things because people don't research, they don't look up shit. All right? So that's why you got to break shit down so that you could explain to the viewers what the hell is going on out here. Popular perception. In popular culture, this phenomenon is sometimes referred to as the Bonnie and Clyde syndrome. Why you think Jay-Z did a song with Beyonce called Bonnie and Clyde? Well, they did it, the black version of it. You know what I'm saying? So they showing it because women love the bad boys, okay? And the reason why these women act out because them bad boys spirit, their nut, and their DNA chemical is in them. That's why they act out. Look, they act belligerent. Examples: Ted Bundy, a serial killer, was known to receive many love letters and expressions of admiration from women and demonstrating a form of hybrositophilia. See, there you go. The more rebellious you are, the more they like you. The more nasty and disrespectful you are, the more they like you. A lot of women that you deal with or you dealt with, right? And when you cast them away, you curse them the fuck out, they don't know how to take it. You know what I'm saying? There's a damn, that nigga different from a lot of these men. Hold on. Yeah, so, back to what I was saying. Women typically love bad boys, man. It was a television series. It was from the 1950s. I forget the name of the show. It was like a lot of Edomites on there. I think it was a couple Italians on the show. And it was a brother on there. It was a couple brothers that came on the show here and there. And I forget the dude's name. And he always wear this motorcycle jacket, man. All the women loved him. They liked him. They cared for him. Oh, he was a main attraction, man, that women love, man. And but when you hear him on the show, it was just an image of a facade that he was putting on. But he was really had a soft spot and a heart for people, but he didn't want to show that as much to the ladies, man. And he was kind of and he really did act upon some of the toughness, but he didn't want to show the women that. So that's why I tell you, man, the reason why most women get married to a man is for stability and protection, okay? And if the nigga doesn't have stability like that, right, and she's the type of woman that's very promiscuous, and he married a woman like that, she's gonna have a nigga on the side that's gonna have stability, and she'll stay with you, or if you have the stability but you ain't very protective, she'll find that sexual attraction from a dude and eventually have sex with that man, in which she'll commit adultery. So that's why I tell you guys, man, like, don't get caught up in this fucking nice guy bullshit with women. Don't do it, man. It doesn't cut it. It don't cut it, man. But if you got a good character about yourself and you a man's man, she gonna respect you, whether she like it or not, whether she tell you or not. She gonna respect you, man. You know what I'm saying? Because a man doesn't look for a woman's validation. If you're a man, you look for a woman's validation, you sad, man. You know what I'm saying? You a sucker, man. You know, so it's not about all that right now. It's about the behavior patterns that's being shown time after time in these videos, man. All right. Let me go to Zechariah 13:8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. So 1/3 shall be left therein. So 2/3 shall die, man. You shall be cut off. Why? Because you're rebellious and you don't listen. You know what I'm saying? You don't listen. And respect goes a long way. A lot of you women don't have respect. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of women very hard, very butch, like they tough, they rough. Listen, man. I had women that try to go toe for toe, word for word for me, but I shut it down, man. I don't try to get the last word. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't have to prove nothing to you. You don't mean shit to my life. So why am I arguing with you? Why am I going back and forth with someone that's going to take me out of my character, out of my zone, out of my my spirit, and where I know that my spirit and joy and it's to be thankful and give God the glory, man. Give Yahweh Bashim Shah the glory, man. Why should I be sad because of you doing something that's trying to harm me or hurt me? It doesn't matter to me. So once people get that mindset of respecting yourself and don't care what people say. If people making a comment, right? If you're making a comment, or even if it's true, you don't gotta act on it. Just reflect on it and just accept it. You know what I'm saying? And move forward. You don't gotta validate yourself for people or others, man. Sometimes you gotta sit and reflect and think about these things about yourself. Okay? And if it's not true, then don't sweat it. You ever heard the old phrase, if it don't apply, let it fly, let it go. Doesn't mean that you're gonna stop living, or you're gonna stop you're gonna stop doing what you do. No. All right. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28th chapter. Let's go to 15th verse. All right. It says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So this curse is upon us, man. Okay? Verse 16, curse. No, you know what? I'm going to leave it there. All right? And, then we go to 20. It says, the Lord shall send upon the cursing, vexation, and rebuke. So a lot of your spirit will be vexed, man. A lot of vexation that's gonna take you out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, guys. Yeah, so it's gonna take you out of here. You know what I'm saying? Let me move this over here, and that's what it's gonna do, man. Okay. And rebuke in all that thou settest thy hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly. Because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. So the Lord says, since you doing all these wicked things, and you have forsaken me, what I have told you in the word, I'm going to send bad, terrible things upon you. I'm going to do things upon you, man. I'm going to send things your way. And I want you to handle it. Handle it. Since you know it all, since you think you could do it all. Because you got people that think that, right? That think that they can they can do whatever they want. You can't tell them nothing. Come on, man. This is bad behavior, man. This is not a woman, man. It's not a woman. She's a wicked fucking woman, man. Let me see something. I want to see something. I'm sorry, guys. Let me get this. Yeah. This is what I wanted. It says, the elder woman, as this is 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 2. The elder woman as mothers, the younger as sisters with all purity. Let me read here. And this is what I wanted. Yeah, y'all. This I want to get. Let me see something. Hold on. Okay. Yes. Okay. Let's read this here. This is 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 1. Rebuke not the elder, but entreat him as a father, and the younger men as brethren. So the Lord give me a divine order how to treat each other, especially eldership. Verse 2, the elder woman as mothers, the youngest as sisters with all purity. So this is how you're supposed to treat each other. Brothers, you see older women, treat them as mothers. If you see younger women, treat them as sisters. If you're not courting with her, have respect. But sometimes it's hard because women don't have respect. Verse 3, it says, honor widows that are widows indeed. So if she's a widow, honor her. Like acknowledge her. Say, nah, she's a widow, man. Sister might need help. Let's treat her as such. She's still family of the nation of Israel. So treat her as such, okay? Verse 4, but if any widow have children or nephews, let them learn first to show piety at home. So they're supposed to show the respect and give her honor at home. It starts at home. It says charity starts at home, okay? And to requite their parents, for that is good and acceptable for Yahweh. So whatever your parents teach you and with good morals and values, and especially if it's of the Lord, these are the same things you're supposed to do when you have your aunts or your uncles, whatever, that they might need your help. Have respect, okay? If they need you to go to the store, get some food for them, do it. If they need you to go to get some clothes for them, or take their clothes to the laundry, do the right things, man. Okay? Verse 5. Now she that is a widow indeed and desolate trusteth in Yahweh, and continueth in supplication and prayers night and day. So a woman like that, she pray night and day. All right? Okay, and she continued her supplication, man. So a lot of these young girls that's doing these fighting and wilding now, they ain't praying every night. They ain't praying every day. They better be grateful that the Lord's waking them up, man. I can't say who will change, who won't, who will change, right, and who won't change. But what I can say is, it starts with self-reflection, man. You out here fighting, and these are the same videos that's gonna spiral down the line, and you have a child, and child is gonna see this, and your child gonna say, "Mommy, that was you fighting like that? That's embarrassing. Come on. It's not cool." It said, verse 6, but she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she's living. You see? But she's dead while she's living. So a lot of those women that's living with pleasure, A lot of you women that living with pleasure, you dead while you living. You're in the congregation of the You're in the congregation of the dead. You're the walking zombie. You're the like the television show on AMC. What's that called? The Walking Dead. That's what you are. You're in a congregation of the dead, like the scripture said. You don't care about the spirit. You don't care about your salvation. You care about your flesh being fulfilled. And I can't fuck with people that's like that. My spirit would not let me do it. I can't be around that. I just can't. You know what I'm saying? My spirit is on spiritual things, man. I'm not here to save anybody or bring people with me to that glory road. I can't do that. You got to go and do that for yourself. Yes, I'm here to give advice, or try to tell you the right things, but I can't make you live life for God. I can't make you live life for Yahushua. I can't make you accept Yahushua. I can't do that. My job is to tell and forewarn and show you the do's and the don'ts, what you can and you can't do, okay? And it's up to you to take heed of the warning that's given from the prophets, that's trying to warn you. I can't make you do something that you don't want to do. I just can't. Okay? Verse 7. And these things give in charge that they may be blameless, okay? Verse 8. But if any provide not for his own, especially for those of his own house, he have denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. So that's going particularly far. So man, because you're a man of your home, you're supposed to take care of your family. You're supposed to be the first lead. You're the leader of the family. Everybody look up to you. What you're going to do? If you're not providing these things and you're not showing forth your effort to take care of your family, your sons and your daughters, and your wife is looking at you like you don't got shit. You ain't about shit. It's bound for her to not be with you. She's gonna feel some kind of way. She said, Lord, I can't be with a nigga like this. But see, it goes back to your decision. Okay? That's why you gotta be very careful who you choose, man. That's why it's good to be wise, man. And you gotta circumspect. You gotta see what this person is about. What's their motives? Are they really like this? Watch what they do. Don't watch what they say. Watch what they do. If it's consistent on them living and doing a righteous thing of the Lord, that's beautiful. If they keep going on backwards and wayward from the truth, and they doing what they want to do, and if there's no true consistency in it, it's a waste of fucking time. People say, oh, if it don't make no money, it don't make no sense. Well, that statement is true to a degree, depending on if you're only about money, but that's a different thing. That's vanity, you know what I'm saying? But we gotta take things in consideration for what it is, man. Why are you gonna waste your time of a nigga that don't got shit? You're wasting your time. Ladies, you worry about niggas that don't got shit. They only there to make you happy for a moment's time. A true man of the Lord gonna be respected and valued. I would rather have a woman that's respected and valued, and she respects herself. That's a woman that I see forth with, or to deal with, or to say, man, you know what, Lord, yo, I'm gonna say a prayer for that sister. Can you look out for that sister? I'll look out for that brother. But this sister, she needs it. If you find it you can find it in your heart, Lord, to look after her. I pray, man. But sometimes I don't pray for I don't pray for wicked people, man. I just don't do it. I let the Lord deal with him. I said, Lord, they got their reward. Deal with them. And I just sit back in the cut. But anyway, verse 9, let not a widow be taken into the number under 60 years old, having been the wife of one man. You see? Okay. So, a wife, she gotta listen, man. It's rules and rules and protocols for a man to deal with a woman, man. And you know what I'm saying? Excuse me, Salaki, it's rules and protocol for a woman to deal with a man. Because the Lord he gotta see fit the worth, the wow, what kind of woman is gonna be given to a good man. So if a man's a good man, you give a portion to a good woman. If that woman is wicked and she's coming in your life, you dealing with her, then you was giving a portion to a wicked woman because you wicked, man. That's the bottom line. It doesn't, and then also too, that person could change down the line and do something different. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that they was totally wicked. We're explaining about a person that's already like that, and you're trying to force yourself to be with a person like that. You know. Hold on, guys. Verse 10, it said, well reported for good works. If she had brought up children, if she had lodged strangers, if she had washed the saints' feet, if she had relieved the afflicted, if she had diligently followed every good work. Okay, so if she had done these things, she's very humble, very sweet, very kind, very helpful. She's not condescending. She's not backlashing. She's not screaming. She's not yelling. She's not, you don't talk back to a man. You can express yourself. That's fine. But the way you talking to a man and the way it's coming from, if it's too abrasive, a man don't got to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? You know, so a man's only gonna tolerate what he want to tolerate. Okay. You know, so certain men is not going to waste no time. They're not going to play no fucking games. They just going to up and leave. That's it. Enough is enough, man. You know what I'm saying? So, especially if you're dealing with someone for a moment's time. You know what I'm saying? And you don't see no true change, then it's not going to work. It's just not going to work, man. You just got to wish people all the best. It's just not going to work, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, wish them all the better, because a lot of people ain't going to get the best. So we got to be real here. You know what I mean? Okay, so if you see these type of attributes of a woman, you know, okay, you got to treat her as such, man. You got to protect that type of woman from evil, man. Verse 11, but the younger widows refuse, for when they have begun to wax wine against Christ. So when they refuse not to do those things, they will marry, right? Is that verse 12? Having damnation because they have cast off their first faith. So yeah, they'll marry, and they'll have hell to pay, damnation of their spirit. Okay, they will go through hard times, struggle times, because you didn't respect, therefore you didn't respect your first faith, man. You didn't respect it, man. Okay, you didn't respect what Yahweh was giving you. Yahweh is the beginning and the end. He's the Alpha and Omega. You got to trust in him, man. But you rather fight. You rather get busy. You want to be a bully. You want to go and cause a scene. You want to fight in other people's establishment. That's not a woman. That's not what a spiritual woman is supposed to do. It's not that. Now, don't get me wrong. Having a spiritual woman has no choice but to get down with a wicked woman that constantly doing shit. Of course, righteous men have to fight wicked niggas. Of course, there's cases like that. Doesn't mean that all these women are wicked. Because they fighting or they try to protect themselves. If someone try to come and harm you and do something, you gotta get down. You know, so I understand that. So I'm not going to totally assess and judge the matter just because I see two women fighting. But the majority of these women fighting just because it's because they love the thrill, man. All right. Verse 13, and withal they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house. So you worry about what the fuck going on from here to here, right? And not only idle but talentless, also in busybody. So you're busy talking, you running your mouth, okay? You're doing it, and you busybody, y'all. You can't sit the fuck still. You always in a mix. You gotta be doing shit. You know what I'm saying? There's always some fast movement. You always doing something. Sit your natural black ass down and chill. All right. Speaking things which they ought not. So you speaking of things that you don't know nothing of. Mind your fucking business. All right. Verse 14. I will therefore that the younger woman marry, bear children. So your goal is to marry, bear children, guard the house from the instructions of what the man's giving you. When he's not there, you're supposed to keep the house in order, right? Give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. Don't let the wicked dictate what you need to do for your home. Don't let wicked people try to disrupt your mind and bewitch your thoughts. Okay? Verse 15, for some are already turned aside after Satan. That's it. So a lot of you women, that you turn aside after Satan. That's why you backslide. You know what I'm saying? Because Satan got you. Satan got your mind. All right. So with that being said, Elder Ville is edifying. I would like to go in more, but you know, that wasn't really my intention to really go in like this. But I guess the Spirit had me to come here to address this. But I really want to talk about the wonderful and the blessing that the Lord has for us and what He's going to have in the future for us. I want to talk about that. It's very important. To the next video, I hope the Lord will put on my spirit to talk about it. I'm hoping, but I hope this video was edifying. You know, sometimes I talk a certain kind of talk so you guys can get the thrift, understand. But you know, you guys understand where I'm coming from, what I'm saying. So until next time, shalom.